So, Anime Defenders has recently released Update 6 in their game. I've been playing it for about 6 or 7 hours since its release, more than long enough to form my opinion on it, and in this video we're going to be talking about the things they did good, the things that weren't so good, and the things that were not good at all. So, with all that being said, let's start on the good. First things first, we did get some pretty nice quality of life changes, that being the units, the manage units button, which is pretty useful, especially when you're doing longer infinite runs and you want to be able to make sure all of your units are max and you don't want to be doing a scavenger hunt to look for them. That was nice. We also got new passive ability description in the UI, comprehensive explanations of each unit's passive ability to enhance understanding and usage. Again, this is another plus. No one liked having to go on the wiki to search up what special ability their unit has because the game didn't tell you, right? That was just fundamentally a lacking feature in terms of game design, and I'm glad that they have it now. Also, boss model size was increased by 3x. This is also pretty good in my opinion because beforehand the bosses felt like just another unit with a purple health bar. The fact that they're bigger now makes them seem that much more grandiose, and it makes the game just a little bit more interactive. You know, looking at the bosses being a lot bigger, it definitely makes them feel a little bit more intimidating, and I personally really enjoy that change. Another plus that we got, double evos, or mythic double evolutions. Mythics have a second evolution that makes them stronger than ever. The point of these was to introduce a way for free-to-play players to obtain strong units that could be on par with secrets without making them actually grind for a secret. Because as it stands, for the average free-to-play player, getting a secret is not a very easy task. In fact, some might say that it's an impossible task, and this turns off a lot of people from the game, and they decide not to play because no matter how much they grind, with the current inflation and just how hard it is to get secrets nowadays through trading, it just seems hopeless, and it really makes a lot of players quit the game because they feel like they can't progress. They feel like they've been hard-locked at Mythic and they can never ever go a tier above that. They can never get anything stronger just because it feels too hard. So I think the introduction of double evos is great. More content, more diversity in the game. The units themselves have pretty cool abilities, passives, attacks. They look good. The models look good. Now I know what you're gonna say.
Perry, did you just say the models look good? Are we playing the same game, you fucking idiot?
Look, I know the models aren't anime like lookalikes, you know, it's not a one-to-one copy. You look at the Curse Overlord and you might not know what it's inspired off of, but hey, I'm not looking at the models from an anime standpoint. I'm looking at them just from an objective standpoint for Roblox terms. You know, in terms of TD games, these are pretty good looking models. So are the attack animations, the VFX, SFX, all that stuff that we've come to expect of this game. That's a given, but it's worth noting for this section of the video that this was good. I like this. We also got 2 new story modes. Once again, the maps look pretty good. I really like the magma cave map. That's my favorite one. I just like the bones all over the place with the lava. And the other map is cool too, I guess. We also got a new portal that drops a new secret unit and a new mythic unit. New mythic unit is supposed to be inspired off of Genos, I believe. He looks like, you know, robot cyborg with flame abilities. Who else is it going to be? And then Golden Boy might be inspired off of Gon from Hunter x Hunter. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. I don't know. But that pretty much wraps all of the good things in this update. And you know, I talked about most of the things that they added, so logically you'd think that the update is all sunshines and rainbows. Well, you'd be wrong. Because on paper, you know, it's a lot of content, a lot of things to grind for, and that is good. Having more things to do, that's the point of an update. People want something to work towards. But the implementation of some of the features, in my opinion, right, leave a little bit more to be desired. And that's when we're going to go into the bad. So what was bad about this update? To make things a little bit clear up front, the bad section is things that are, you know, I'd say not good about the update. But in the ugly section is where we get into the, I'd say, more egregious things that I really didn't like. But for the bad, these are kind of just nitpicks or things that could use fixing. In terms of things that could use fixing, I'm gonna go with the rampant bugs that were on release. people were looking at the description text for the passives, and it was literally just straight up gibberish. If I find the screenshot, I'll put it on the screen, but like you'd click on a unit passive and it just looked like someone fell asleep on the keyboard. It wouldn't read anything. It would literally just be like just random letters on the keyboard. And you know, that's definitely not something that you want on the release for an update. Usually you want to get get on that in the testing phase, but that's just a little nitpick. It's not a game-breaking thing. Another thing that I think was a little bit bad is the quality of life features themselves are really, really good. I just don't really agree with the implementation of them. Number one, we're going to go into the little unit passives thing, right? When you're playing the game, you can see the unit passive and the spirit icon right next to your unit, and you can click on them to see more information. The thing I don't like about this is that the logo is so big and it's like right outside of the box of the character, like their stat box. It just makes the GUI seem a little bit clunky, and it takes up more of my screen than I would like it to. My personal fix for this would just be to make the icons a little smaller and put them inside the big black box that shows all the unit stats. Just put them on the bottom where there's empty space. This way, you know, you can be more space efficient. The GUI doesn't cover up an uncomfortable amount of your screen, and you can still keep all of the quality of life changes that you made because they're good. They're just a little bit hard on the eye sometimes, which is why I'm putting this in the bad section. And I guess the final thing that I'm going to add for the, you know, quote-unquote bad section, besides the bugs and the way that the, what's it called? The way that the spirits and passive GUI functions, I'm also going to add the, sorry about that, my mic cut off, but what was I saying? For the final thing in the bad, I'm going to add the fact that the manage units button just straight up doesn't work. Like, that shit only works when it feels like it. I'll click it and it just won't do anything. Sometimes it'll proc without me clicking anything. Sometimes it'll just be on top of the screen out of my reach where I can't see the rest of my units. Also, the manage units thing takes up a lot of your screen if you spam a bunch of units, which I don't really mind since that's like kind of the point of it, to see all of your units. So I don't really have like, I'm not too bothered by that. I kind of wish that the more units that you place, the icons for your characters got a little bit smaller just so it wouldn't take up as much space in your screen and it would be a little bit more space efficient. But besides that, I don't have any huge gripes with the manage units quality of life change, besides the fact that it just outright doesn't work. Like, it only works from time to time and it feels inconsistent. And I'm saying this from like 6 to 7 hours of playing with it, so I know what I'm talking about here. But this is nothing that can't be fixed with a simple bug change, like a bug fix. So I don't think it's a super duper egregious issue, but now let's move on to the ugly. I think that the most unfortunate part of this update is the obtainment method for the new double evo units. Because there's difficulty in this game. I can accept that, right? A tower defense game has to be inherently difficult for the rewards to feel meaningful. No one's gonna play a game where you just get everything handed to you and you don't have to actually grind for anything strong or cool because everything feels worthless. I understand this. I am well aware that this is basic game design. But there's a difference between difficult and needlessly annoying to farm. And I believe that getting the new double evos falls under the needlessly annoying category. Because ever since the update dropped, I have been playing non-stop for the past 6 hours, 6 to 7, I don't even know how long. I have been grinding portals, I have been doing infinite so I can get more portals. I've been using portal hardeners so I can redo the same portal and get more rewards. I have done enough portals, like I have enough materials to evolve every single double evo mythic, like just the miscellaneous materials, the coral, the phoenix feathers, the things that you get from the portals. I have more than enough of those. Do you know why? Because I have been non-stop farming it on 3x speed ever since the update dropped. And before anyone tells me, "Oh Perry, maybe it's just a little hard for you, maybe your team isn't good enough." Look at my fucking team. Look at my team. I could literally fall asleep on the keyboard and still beat any portal on any difficulty, no matter the challenge. Guys, this game this update is not hard for me. In fact, most of this game isn't hard for me. The hardest thing that I ever have to do in this game is when I'm doing guides with no secrets and I'm doing like a mythic only guide on how to solo a raid or solo Hall of Mirrors. That's the hardest that this game has ever been for me. But anything besides that, I can absolutely steamroll with my eyes closed because I have a full almighty team. Like, the fact difficulty should not be even in the conversation for this argument because it literally doesn't apply to me. The portals are not hard for me. The thing that's hard for me are these absolutely dog shit drop rates. I can't take this anymore. Oh, my Discord, not yours. Sorry about that. Let me quit Discord. Anyways, what was I saying? Why did it... Okay, I closed Discord. We should be good. We should be good. What was I saying? Bro, the drop rates for some of the things that you need to double evo these mythics is just downright annoying. I'm not gonna say it's unfair because it's pretty achievable to get, but I just absolutely don't agree with the way that they were implemented. Let's look at the requirements for double evos real quick. You need 3 copies of an unevolved unit that you're gonna use. I'm gonna use Elf Wizardess as an example. You can see you need 3 of her. Some people complain about this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't really care. I have like over 1 million gems saved up. I can just summon 3 of them whenever I want. I could summon 100 of them. It really wouldn't matter to me. But I can see how some people might not like that because mythics do take 20k to get off pity, and if you don't get lucky, you're gonna end up spending 60k minimum just to get a part, not the whole thing, just to get a part of what you need for the double evo. So I can see where there might be some unhappiness there. Personally, I think it should have been 1 copy. 3 seems a bit much. If you really want to meet in the middle, make it 2, but 3 just seems Plus, the point of a double evo, at least in my eyes, is that you're combining 2 mythic units to make 1 stronger mythic unit, right? That's the point of a double evo. It's in the name, double evo. Double 2 units. Double stage 2. Stage 2 needs 2. The evolved one and the normal one. Why the hell do we need 3 of them? Is this a quad evo? Is my unit gonna grow 4 arms and 6 legs after I get it to the next evolution? No. So why do we need 3 of them? And I know that there's gonna be the argument, it's so the game can be harder, and so it takes you longer to get things, and so it feels more rewarding, and the accomplishment is there, blah blah blah. I understand that. But 3 just seems unnecessary to me. Like, it genuinely just seems like too much. Again, I might be in the wrong here. I'm not a game designer. I'm not a balancer. This is just my personal opinion. I think 3 is too much. And let's keep analyzing this right here. You need 10 epic units and 5 legendary units. So you look at this at a glance and you think to yourself, oh, that's not so bad. These are epic and legendary units, so surely they're going to be easy as hell to get. I'm not really going to have to worry about these. Wrong. That is where you would be extremely wrong, because the only way to obtain these units is to grind the portals for them. And guess what? You can only obtain these units from their respective portal rarities, meaning you can only get the epic units if you do an epic portal, and you can only get the legendary unit if you do a legendary portal. Why they didn't make it so mythic portals have a higher drop chance for dropping both of these, I have no idea. That is beyond me. I think they need to do that. Because why the hell am I doing the hardest rarity of portal, which is mythic, besides secret? Why am I doing a rarity that's harder than both epic and legendary, but I'm reaping 0 rewards? The only reason that you have to run mythic portals is to get the 2.5% chance for the secret, which is good. I appreciate that. I want that. I want the secret unit, yes. But why are you just making it 10 times harder for me to grind out materials that I need? Like, this isn't a want. This isn't something that I would like. No, I need this if I want to experience the new content in the game. If I want to try out the double evos and have fun and try out the stuff that we've been waiting 2 weeks for, whether I like it or not, I have to grind out those epic and legendary units. And throughout my hours and hours of doing portals over and over and over again, guess what? I don't even have enough of them to evolve a single unit. And to make matters worse, I go on YouTube and I fucking see Mr. Rhino uploading 10 different videos. He already evolved everything. He already has Almighty on everything. How is this possible? He literally got the secret unit, and then he got Almighty on that unit within 3 hours of the update being out. How is this possible? What is he doing? What does he know that I don't? How? Like, I look at his videos and my eyes start, like, the veins in my neck start popping a little bit and my eyes start twitching because I see him getting everything that he could ever wish for. Meanwhile, I'm slaving away like the people who built the pyramids just so I can evolve a singular double evo unit, and I'm not even close. I'm not even close. A little side tangent. No hate to Mr. Rhino. I love that guy. Go sub to him if you haven't. He makes good videos. But what I'm trying to say is it's frustrating. It really is frustrating seeing other people get something 10 times faster than me when I am working like a dog day and night. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a hyperbole because the update hasn't even been out for a full day, but you get what I'm trying to say. And here's another thing, right? Like, you thought we were done with the ugly section. No, we're only halfway there. So we've already established that you need 10 copies of the epic unit and 5 copies of the legendary unit. Okay, seems easy enough, right? Wrong, because I'm going to show you a screenshot right here. If you get a shiny version of that unit, or if you get a unit with a trait, like let's say you get one of the legendary guys but he has a shitty Brawler 1 trait on him, guess what? You can't use them. You can't use it. You can go fuck yourself. You can go screw yourself. We don't care. Guess what? Just grind another one. Yeah, that unit that you got, absolutely useless. Doesn't do anything for you. I was grinding out the epic units and I looked at my inventory and I was like, oh, look at that. I have 6 of the epic guys, so that means that I should be able to, you know, evolve my unit pretty soon, right? Wrong, because out of those 6 units, only 4 count. And God forbid you have a trait on one of those units, because guess what? You can't use it either. And the same logic applies to legendaries, which are harder to get than the epics, by the way. Their drop chance is even lower than the epic. Now, to their credit, the drop chance for epics and rares is pretty high. It's like 50% and 40% if you're the owner, so I'm not going to complain too much. But why are we not allowed to use shiny versions to evolve the unit? Why does it matter if there's a trait on the unit? I don't know if this was a bug or if this was intentional, but if this was intentional, please revert this. I'm begging you to revert this. And before people say, hey Perry, you're a planner for this game, wasn't this your idea? Do you think I planned to waste 7 hours of my life to not even get a single unit? Like, do you think that was my master plan? Did I plan this in advance? No! Obviously, I did not know the requirements would be this steep. I did not know that the requirements would just be so blatantly unfair to someone that's grinding and they're at the mercy of the RNG slot machine. I did not know this, right? Now that I've actually played the update myself, I am well aware of the glaring issues that are within the double evo obtainment method, right? Just because I'm a planner for the game does not mean that I know everything. It doesn't mean that everything that I say goes. It doesn't mean that I plan everything. I am merely an advisor, you know. Think of it in the way that you know, back in the Genghis Khan era, where you had like Genghis Khan, who's like the emperor, he's the boss. You know, that's the developers, that's the owners, they're the boss, right? They always have the final say. The planners, you know, they're like the board of trustees, right? The advisors. We can give our opinions and we can rally for things to be added into the game, but at the end of the day, we don't have the final say. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean I'm shifting the blame onto the developers or saying, oh, the owners did a bad job, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not blaming anyone for this. I'm just saying, like, I didn't plan this, guys. If you're gonna come at me and say, oh, Barry, this is all your fault because you're the planner and you wanted all this to happen. Obviously, I didn't. And a little side tangent here for the people that are gonna comment.
My enemy defenders is falling off. This is why Vanguards is better. Shut up.
Oh my god. Who cares? Can we just enjoy whatever Lego game we want to enjoy? You guys are treating anime defenders versus anime vanguards like this shit is Crips versus Bloods. This shit is not a game war. You are not gonna live and die by this video game. The owners for anime vanguards do not know you. They do not know you exist. So why are you putting your life on the line, fighting and dying by a Roblox game? Like, bro, it's really not that deep. We are 2 people playing Lego games on Roblox for kids. Like, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter which game you prefer. And for the people that are saying,
Oh, Perry, you glaze anime defenders. You're a glazer. Hop off the tip. Stop doing jumping jacks. Advanced trigonomics, gymnastics on it. Stop doing backflips on it.
guys, I cover both games, and I am well aware that both games have issues. One look at my channel is all you need to know to see that I'm not biased towards a single game. Well, obviously I'm going to be a little biased towards Anime Defenders because it basically made my channel. That doesn't mean that I'm going to defend it with my life like you guys defend it, like you guys defend Anime Vanguards, right? Like, if I see something wrong with Anime Defenders, I'm going to point it out. I'm going to make a video on it. That is literally the point of this video. So I really think that it's unfair to invalidate any opinion that I make because I play Anime Defenders, right? I can enjoy both games. I can criticize both games because both games are in need of criticism. Right now, the people that keep begging me to play Anime Vanguards, you know, I have news for you. That game is a fucking snooze fest. There is nothing to do in that game. I've made every video that I can make on the game right now. That's not to say that the game is bad. I'm not calling the game bad. It's a great game. It looks amazing. It's fun to play. But there's just nothing for me to do right now. I evolved every single mythic. I made a beginner's guide. I made a guide on how to macro. I made a tier list for the units. I made a tier list for the traits. I made a mount tier list. There was so little content on Anime Defenders that I had to resort to ranking 3 mounts. I spent 8 minutes talking about 3 mounts. What should have taken 30 seconds, I was able to stretch out to 8 minutes. That should tell you how much I am starving for content in Anime Vanguards. Okay? So, I know that was a little side tangent. I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with the topic of this video. I just felt like I needed to put that out there because, you know, the little war between the two communities, it just gets so boring and toxic. You wake up every day and you see the same people spamming copy pastas in a Discord server, arguing with each other like this is a war. Guys, it really doesn't matter. I promise you, 1 year from now, none of this will matter. My videos will not matter a year from now. Your opinions on which game is better will not matter a year from now. Like, can we just enjoy whatever game we want to enjoy? Live in the moment. There's really no need to be beefing with one another because at the end of the day, we're all members of the same community. We all play anime tower defense games. So why are we tearing each other apart over something that quite frankly does not matter? Anyways, I'm getting lost here. What do I think is ugly about this hit? Like, let's do a quick recap. The good, more content, maps look cool, models look cool, quality of life is good, even though some people will say they copied Vanguards. I'm not even going to argue with you on that. They definitely took inspiration from Vanguards. What is bad? It was pretty bug infested on release, and the implementations of some of the quality of life features are a little bit hard on the eyes, which I think could have been done better, but worry not, because that's nothing that, you know, update 6.5 couldn't fix, or a little mini update that can be fixed very easily. The UI isn't set in stone, and there's definitely ways that we can make that better, so I wouldn't really worry about that. What do I think is ugly about this update? The fact that the obtainment method is so needlessly annoying. It's not even difficult, it's just outright, like, it feels like a chore to do because it is needlessly hard. Like, not hard, I'm really choosing the wrong choice of words here. It's not hard, it's just tedious, because why do I have to grind for 10 copies of an epic unit, and that epic unit isn't even guaranteed in the portal? It's a 40% chance, so if I don't get it, oh well, I'll go screw myself, I have to do it again. And if I get a shiny version of that unit, oh well, I have to do it again. If I get a trait on that unit, oh well, I have to do it again. Do you see where I'm coming from here? You guys see the issue, right? So, what do I think can be done? Number one, we need to nerf the obtainment method for double evos. Let's make it a little bit easier, guys. I know that you want it to be hard, but it doesn't need to be this mind-numbingly difficult. Again, difficult is the wrong word, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling here. Video's already way longer than I wanted it to be, and I'm running out of footage, so that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Let me know what you want to see next, and we will catch you in the next one.